I know. You see, somehow the
Keep it going.
I'm
Keep it
sorry,
going,
bro.
man.
No, man, come on.
Yeah.
That's my childhood, bro. I can't
Welcome back,
remove that.
everybody, to the song from the Nerds podcast. I guess not words from the Nerds anymore.
What show is that, Ben? Do you know?
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it.
Whoa.
No
I
way.
did not know off
It's
the
not.
rip.
It's Hannah Montana.
No
He's
way.
Wait, I can hear it.
Is he actually? Are you actually trolling right now? What are we doing?
Do you know what shows I grew up watching?
No, that's true. I guess I don't. Yeah.
I grew up watching Phineas and Ferb and SpongeBob. That's
Hey,
that's
those are elite.
That's
Those are
literally
elite.
it. I know that's elite ball knowledge, especially Phineas and Ferb. Anyways, welcome back to the Words from the Nerds podcast. If you are new here, thank you for tuning in. If you're here from short form content, please stick around, hit that subscribe button. We are 2 subscribers away from hitting 300. So if you are new here, please help us hit that milestone. And thank you to everybody who is tuning in. Make sure to leave a comment, share this with a friend, give us a rating on Spotify, give us a like on YouTube, do all the things. We love to see it. As per usual, if you leave a comment, we always address it in the episode. So we do have one from 2 weeks prior that we need to respond to. That was a little bit newer, and we couldn't get to it before we recorded last episode. This comes from our boy Memish, who says, I watched Interstellar in the cinema, and OMG, it's my favorite movie Nolan has made. What's all your favorite Nolan movie? And I love this question. Christopher Nolan, my personal favorite director. We'll start with Aiden. Aiden, what's your favorite Christopher Nolan
I think we know Aiden's answer.
Yeah. I said this
week.
the episode prior. Oppenheimer. I mean, I think it's his absolute best. It's a fantastic movie. Yeah, Oppenheimer.
It is. Charlie?
Interstellar, for sure. Interstellar. Like, it's the cliche answer, but it's the correct answer, Aiden. Okay.
It's a great movie. It's the only I showed that movie to my wife, and she's very much like I just want to watch my popcorn shows and my drama, high school drama shows. Showed that to her, she was literally sobbing, and I was like, "Are you?" I looked over to her, and she was like, "Don't look at me." I was like, "Nah, dude, respect. This is I can't believe Interstellar has changed you in this way." So yeah, I respect that.
My number one is definitely Interstellar. And even Oppenheimer, I mean, it's podium, but it might be third. It might be third. I might like The Prestige
behind
more.
The Dark Knight. Oh, The Prestige. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's a great pull. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and this is a good time to bring this up. I was going to show this to you guys at some point, anyways, and I want to show the episode. And it's going to be really shiny and reflective because it's in its protective casing. But this is the special first screening Odyssey. It's got the theater info at the bottom, so I'm covering it up.
How'd you get that?
So as a part of my confirmation email, they had a little thing that said, follow this link and fill out the information. And we're sending out special tickets because you bought a ticket a year in advance for the 70 millimeter IMAX.
Well, I guess I missed that.
I was gonna say Aiden just.
And I'm pretty sure the deadline.
I'm
pretty sure the deadline was September, so I think you might have missed it. But I was able to
lock
I think
I definitely did.
And this is, I mean, it's pretty nice. Like the quality of it, it's not super thin or anything, and it's pretty large too. So. I was going to show this at some point, but since we were talking Nolan, figured now was a good.
That's
Heck
really
yeah,
cool.
dude.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
I'm surprised I missed that.
Yeah, no, I saw that and I was like, yeah, I'm filling this out. And then it came really well packed, so it's not creased or folded or anything. So that was really nice. Yeah, it just came with it. Moving on to comments from this past week's episode, we got some more stuff from our boy Memish. He says, pleasure to have asked the topic of the week. Best podcast ever. Thank you, Memish. We love the questions.
Thank you, Memish.
We love getting supplied with the topics. Another comment from him. He says, Ben, my goat for listening to Jim Legacy. Memish had recommended that we check out a couple of songs from a UK artist that he liked, and I checked them out and gave my little thoughts last week. Bet you these boys didn't never check it out, even though they've had another week since that point. But
You're
can you
correct.
say?
For me, you're correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Moving down the line, again from Mimish, have you seen the new 28 Years Later, the Bone Temple Pictures? OMG, it looks amazing. I really love 28 Years Later, and I definitely can't wait for the second film. And at this point, we actually have a full trailer for the Bone Temple that came out a couple of days ago. I don't know if you guys have seen
I
it.
have not.
I haven't either.
I did watch it.
I saw some still images, which I'm pretty sure one of the still images was like that team that shows up at the end of 28 Years Later that I didn't like at all. They're just in one of the images that dropped before the trailer, which I thought was kind of funny because that was my least favorite part of the movie.
It is my favorite part of the movie. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, I remember.
I will say from the trailer, they're gonna. I mean, which I you can probably have suspected that they were gonna have a bigger role in this next movie, and it does seem like, with just off the trailer, it does seem like that as well. So
yeah,
be prepared for a lot more of them.
Yeah, and I heard reports. I think it was from, is it Danny Boyle? He's the director of those movies.
Yeah,
I think it was him who said, and he revealed this, so I don't really consider this spoilers, but Cillian Murphy is supposed to appear in this movie, and then the third movie is like heavily focused on Cillian Murphy's character, which honestly makes me more excited for the third movie and less excited for this movie, to be just totally honest. But I mean, I'm still excited.
I feel the opposite.
Is that because after, like, you're saying that because after how you feel with 28 Years Later? Because like I would figure that like you're still excited for this one.
I am, but like if this is going to focus more on that team, and then it's kind of a bridging the gap between 28 Years Later and then the movie that focuses Cillian Murphy's character, I feel like I'll watch it and I'll be like, yeah, that was cool, but I'm more excited for what's next. So it's not that I'm not, it's just,
Sure.
in comparison, the third one is more exciting, which I think we're supposed to get like, is it late next year or something? Or maybe it's
early next
year again.
It's like,
well, I'm talking about the third movie.
Oh yeah, I actually don't know. I don't know about the third.
I'd assume.
Yeah, they're releasing them pretty quick back to back. I think they planned out this new modern trilogy all together, but I'm definitely excited. And it drops in January. January historically does not have great movies. So
well, Nia DaCosta is attached to this one.
I did see that, yeah.
The Marvels.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it, but yeah, that January dumping ground kind of scares me.
Yeah. Another topic from Mimish that we haven't talked about this off episode, but have you guys seen the report that Universal Pictures has removed Jordan Peele's new movie from its October 2026 release calendar? If this means that his Christmas horror film isn't coming out, I'll be so gutted. And I saw that news. I think you guys probably saw it as well, that it just got removed off of the film slate. For me personally, of course, that's like a little sad because he was kind of cranking out movies. Get Out was 2017, Us was 2019, and then a 3-year gap for Nope in 2022. So we're already like, we should have been getting one like this year, next year. So the only thing I don't like about it is like, I hope he doesn't turn into like a Quentin Tarantino or something where it's like, it's going to be like 5-6 years between his movies. And yeah, they might all be bangers, but we wish there was more of them. And I wish it was more of like a Christopher Nolan, who I looked back at this, he's basically been every 3 years. He had a 2023, a 2020, 2017, 2014, just keep going back, basically every 3 years you're guaranteed to get a Nolan film, and he's continuing that with doing a 2026 release. So I wish it was something like that where it's like, it's a director you love, you want to see them every few years. Sure. And so I'm sure it'll be a good movie. I'll probably like it more than you guys. I mean, who knows, but that's been historically true. But that's kind of my take, is like, it'll be good.
Wait, did we talk about Nope on the pod? And did I shit on it?
No, but I definitely was higher on it than you guys. And I mean, I don't remember specifically. Maybe you guys enjoyed it, but I like in my friend group, I get teased a little bit about how much I like Nope, or even liking it more than Us. People think is like a really controversial take.
See, that's interesting because I feel like off off what I remember, I would like it more than Us as well. I don't like Us
Oh,
that much.
Based, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well. Okay, then maybe we're not.
He already said based. You can't take it back now. You
I
can't
mean,
take it
I have
back
Us
now.
as like a 7 out of 10, and like, it's nothing compared to Get Out, which is like a a 9 or a 10. It's like a perfect movie, but
Okay.
yeah. And Nope is like an 8 for me.
That's funny. You said that you were higher on Nope than Us, but I also have Nope as an 8 out of 10.
Okay, then maybe we all enjoyed it. Who
I
did we
think we
have
did,
on
yeah.
with us when we
Might have
talked
been
about
Mimish.
it?
Was it Mimish?
It might have
That sounds familiar to me.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know.
When did we talk about? It had to
Long
have
time
been.
ago. Long time
We also
ago. So
did,
many
yeah, we did
breaks in
that
between.
whole. Well, no, we didn't talk about Nope on here. Oh, if you're talking about who said it, but we did do an episode about Nope on Ben's old podcast.
Wait.
Oh. No, yeah. Because I was gonna say I don't remember talking about it with you guys.
You're so right. Because I looked back and I was just like, I swore we did a discussion.
Yeah.
I gotta see. Even though I deleted everything and like even deleted my Buzzsprout, I'm pretty sure it is still up on Spotify.
It is, yeah. I listened to it not that long ago.
Okay, all it says is Nope with Aiden H Talks and It's Cubson.
Yeah. I don't think either of us had like a super strong. I think we all said, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much his second best movie. But
I'll have to listen back to it. Also, I just want to say in the episode description that we did, I said this episode I am joined by Aiden H Talks and Charlie, aka It's Cubson. They are two amazing content creators who also have a podcast called Words from the Nerds.
The glaze is crazy.
Yeah.
that might have been
Anyways.
like the first episode that y'all two ever talked on, I think.
It might have been. Any other thoughts, guys, on the Jordan Peele movie getting removed from the slate?
Well, it's a bummer, but I mean
Yeah.
that just means that 2027 is going to be even more of a freaking banger year. So
Yeah,
It's true.
take your time with it, Mr. Peele, if you're listening.
I guess, yeah, my mind when I read it first jumped to like potentially there could be problems with him in Universal. But I think I'm probably jumping the shark on that one. Maybe he's just not ready to start filming it for whatever reason. So yeah, it'll probably still come out in 2027 and hopefully.
Yeah.
And so then 2027 will be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just little aside real quick before we continue. And because I very much, I've always said, like, I do want them to combine. I'm talking about the Batman and Superman. But somebody on Twitter just watched them back to back and made so many like connections of like how like just the two characters themselves and what they've already gone through.
I said this in our episode.
Nah, man, you weren't as elegantly.
I
You didn't speak it as
literally
elegantly as
said
this person
this.
on Twitter, bro.
I also brought up the edit that mirrored their two characters with specific
Exactly.
conversations and moments.
Nah, man.
I literally, bro, all the
Nah,
stuff
man.
with
Charlie
with
needs
their
the brain
dad.
rot to actually to
That's
hear
what I'm
anything.
saying.
Damn
We
Yeah.
say
straight, bro.
stuff, it just
Damn
goes
straight.
right over him.
Dude,
Jeez,
that's what I'm saying, bro. You guys think I'm unk, bro? Absolutely not, bro. I'm hip. I'm young. All right, get with it.
All right. You have to say that out loud. I don't know if it counts.
But yeah, basically that's all I was gonna say is that
They're
their
very
similarities,
similar
of just their arcs and everything like that.
And I don't want to get too deep
their
into this
age,
'cause
how long they've been heroes. It's too perfect, man.
we could
too
talk
perfect.
about this another day. It could be a whole discussion at some point, and I don't want to dive too deep into it. I just want to say the fact that big piece of news, the sequel to Superman, Man of Tomorrow, is slated to come out in 2027 before the Batman Part 2, a script that James Gunn just read and then said, I figured out my treatment for the next Superman movie. I'm just saying the stars are aligning.
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's funny, and I won't take long on this, but it's funny because I was at work and my phone is just blowing up. Like I'm getting text alerts like absolute crazy. And then my phone starts ringing and I look and it's one of my buddies and I'm like, dude, what is going on? And in my head, I was like, the only thing that can warrant this type of reaction is they announced that Batman is joining, like they officially have announced Batman's in in Superman's universe. I was like, that is like the only thing. Like, what is going on? And I pick my phone up and I just see Man of Tomorrow, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's why my phone was just absolutely blowing up. The other thing, yeah, you're not the sins of your father. That is quite literally the theme of both of those movies, and I said that when
You have
I
brought that
had
up. You
rewatched
have
it.
brought that
Yeah,
up. Yeah,
they are
No, he didn't.
very,
Chad,
very
no, he didn't.
similar
that's
movies.
crazy. That's crazy.
That's
Chad,
crazy.
he
Charlie
didn't
don't
say
like
anything
when
like
I'm
that, Chad.
right. That's why he won't watch Attack on Titan, because he's scared of me being right. That's all it is, bro.
We have.
I started Snowfall now, so
Oh, I
it's
forgot
gonna
there
be.
was a show. Have you seen the movie?
There's a movie.
Or sorry,
Oh, you're thinking
am I wrong?
Snowpiercer.
Am I
You're thinking
wrong though that
Snowpiercer.
Snowfall the show is similar, or is
To
there?
Snowpiercer? No, absolutely not.
Then is there? But there's a Snowpiercer show.
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
also okay.
Yeah, there's a show and a movie for Snowpiercer.
There's
I've
a
only seen the
show-
movie.
Gotcha. Because I'm pretty sure the show Snowpiercer is like same concept as the movie Snowpiercer.
Yeah, that 100%.
Gotcha. Okay.
Snowfall is basically I just say it's like Breaking Bad, but with like in the hood with black people. I don't know.
Whoa, hey yo.
Dude, I'm black. All right, let's get that straight. All right, let's get that straight.
I mean, if you have to say it.
Yeah.
Last
Oh,
comment
my
here from
goodness.
Mima. She says, also one last thing. I have big hopes for the film that's called The Long Walk. David Johnson absolutely smashed his role in Alien Romulus. I can't wait. Also, hashtag British actors on top. I'm very excited for The Long Walk. The couple of like early reviews that I saw,
I'm
just like
super
initial
excited for it.
reactions made me way more hype. Usually like Stephen King adaptations are just not it. Sounds
Yeah.
like this could be really good. So we are all very excited, and we will be talking about it on next week's episode. We're all going to go and check it out. So I think we're all very much looking forward to it.
Yep. That is facts.
And then final comment comes from our boy B Woody 94.
Mhm.
And Aiden was asking for specific recommendations on animes that I might like, or even specific fight scenes to watch. So he said, I think Ben would like something like Death Note or Vinland Saga,
Vinland Saga, I think you would like a lot, yeah.
but Full Metal Alchemist might also be up his alley, and I would argue that it's one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
I've heard
Recommend
that a lot.
clips is hard. Mustang versus Lust would be a clip for Ben to see, to dip his toes in. And then more clips of just fights, just to see how they play with the style. Aiden, I think I watched the one that you texted.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you ended up watching it. Yeah.
And I don't think I'm sold on the style, personally. I'd need to see a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, and I haven't even watched the show. I just saw that quick
Sure.
little edit, and the hand-to-hand combat looked really cool. There's also not like a ton of good hand-to-hand combat that I've seen in anime, only because the mediums I'm watching, not the mediums, the shows I'm watching don't offer a lot of hand-to-hand combat. But that was just one that I saw. I was like, oh shit, this looks pretty sick. I haven't seen a fight scene like this. And so yeah, JJK, if anybody's listening. I also don't know these. I know Roger versus Whitebeard, but that's a lot of like, fighting with weapons and whatnot. Deku versus Todoroki. I haven't watched My Hero, so I'm not sure. But I don't know. I think you would really like Vinland Saga a lot, though. That's more. I think that like deals with Vikings, and it's really it's more like a think piece. I think it's like a lot of like life type of questions and stuff, not a whole bunch of action and whatnot, fantasy or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know that I've seen a lot of shows that have a lot of Viking stuff. But I do like that in general. There's a really cool Lego set that's retiring at the end of the year that I'm like,
The Daily Bugle? Yeah, man. I'm pretty bummed out about it.
What do you, dude? Okay. What is this guy talking? I'm gonna pull it up now just because I want to show the people at home what I'm talking about.
Are you gonna get that Death Star one, man?
No.
Yeah, I knew you were a fake Star Wars fan.
Here we go. This Viking village. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know what it is, but it just tickles my fancy.
Aiden, how come you don't want that other One Piece set?
The Baratier.
Yeah, because it's like over
Probably 'cause
300
it's
or
$300.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean that's one, but I care more about the Mary than I do about the Baratier. I mean,
If you could
Baratier is
have it,
cool.
would you have it? Like, or is it just like you don't know where you'd put
Nah,
it? Yeah.
I don't think I'd pull the trigger on it. The Going Mary, if the Going Mary was $300, I'd probably still have it though.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, moving on, we need to get into what all of us watched during this past week. We are going to start with Mr. Charlie. We'll keep it even. Mr. Charlie.
Yeah. As I said, I started Snowfall. Pretty good so far. Only like 4 episodes in. Um, already like after episode 3, like there is some crazy work happening that I can't say on YouTube, but it rhymes with grape. And yeah, you know, Damson Idris, he's pretty good so far, you know.
I forgot he was in that show.
Yeah, he's the main character.
That's my guy.
Yeah, he's pretty good so far. We'll see where his character goes. He's already being tested in a bunch of different ways. I obviously am still keeping up with The Summer I Turned Pretty. Aiden, I found out there's 2 more episodes left now, so you don't have to start watching it until then. And just, you know, before we get there, I just want to say
Hold on.
I very much admit
Hold
that
on.
this is just like a cheapy.
No spoilers because I'm a season and a half in. So
Already, yo.
Bro.
Okay, well then when we get to you, then I want to hear
Definitely,
your
definitely.
Conrad and Jeremiah thoughts. But yeah, I'm caught up with that show. A little bit of a downer episode from the episode after last week, which you know I think naturally has to happen after last week's episode. Which I know you guys don't have any context for, but whatever. I went to the movies and I saw The Roses with Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's basically a falling out of love story, and they both do great. I wonder, does Olivia Colman, does she cook on the? Is she like? Does she love to cook? Because she's in a lot of
I'd
cooking
assume
stuff.
so.
Which great for her. That's cool. Like it was pretty funny. You know, the storyline as for like it kind of clear cut and dry. Like you saw it coming from a mile away how they were setting up the conflict between the couples, and the ending was very interesting. I did not see that coming, but like it also was different and cool. So I appreciated that. But nothing not knock your socks off kind of crazy or anything like that. But it was enjoyable. And then I watched Heads of State. I watched the John Cena and Idris Elba action movie. Gotta say, didn't care for it really, truthfully. I love their dynamic way more in the Suicide Squad than I do in this. And it's weird though because they have like a very similar dynamic. It's very like buddy cop, but like they're butting heads the whole time. Except with like Suicide Squad, it takes a different turn towards the end rather than in Heads of State. But I just feel like they weren't doing John Cena's character any favors. Like he's kind of just like the bumbling idiot the entire time. And I don't know. I just knowing that John Cena does that with now this character and with Peacemaker a little bit, even though Peacemaker is even a bit more competent than this character. It just felt like they gave John Cena's character no grace and no chance to like really shine. I don't know. It was like an Idris Elba forward movie. I don't know, but it had its moments. Jack Quaid was in it too. He was pretty funny in it. I liked him. I don't know the actress's name, but she played like Idris Elba's like girlfriend from the past. She was pretty good too. She's been in a lot of stuff. I wish I knew her name. I'll look her up and find out. But yeah, I think that's it. I was going to watch one other movie, but I didn't get around to doing it. So
I'll go next. I watched 2 movies this last week.
Priyanka Chopra, that's her name.
I don't recognize her by name.
Didn't tell you.
What have you seen her in? Probably Baywatch. Let me pull up. I'll just share her picture. Go ahead.
Yeah, really,
keep talking.
really memorable movie there, Baywatch.
That's what I know. That's that's why I was like, I'll just pull up her picture. But this girl, this woman.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I've seen her.
They didn't give her much to do in the movie. Like she's kind of just like the get shit done kind of action star. Whoa. She dating Nick Jonas? Interesting to me. Okay.
So I watched 2 movies this last week. My wife was sick, so we had quite a few evenings where we just chilled and watched something.
Hey, bro, it's going around, huh? Y'all stay
Apparently
away from me.
I mean, I already do that, buddy. Trust me, you don't gotta ask me to do that. There was another movie that was leaving Netflix at the end of August that we watched. We watched Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, not the newer movie, which is one that both her and I had seen like when we were really, really young. Just I love the witty humor, and then the claymation style is fun. So we're probably going to watch the new one, which I've already seen. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's really good. The new one that came out on Netflix at the start of the year. I thought it was very, very good. I think I have it at like an 8 out of 10. It's been a bit overshadowed by some of the other movies that have come out, but I'm pretty sure like when I watched it, it was like number 2 and stayed in the top 5 for numerous months at the start of the year. But that was pretty good. And then we continued with the MCU. We watched Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's all right. It's all right. I kind of was expecting it to be a bit of a stinker, and it really is. I don't really feel like I have a need to watch that movie basically ever again. You know,
do you remember how you felt when you first saw it? Do you remember what you thought of it?
Yeah, a bit of a unique experience for that movie. I was in Florida at a conference with like a church group, and we had a free afternoon one of the days. And so me and 2 other people were like, oh, all these people want to go like to the different shopping centers or get food somewhere or whatever. We're like, we have like 4 hours. What if we watch a movie? And it just so happened to be like the week after it came out or something. So none of us had seen it. And I mean, I remember thinking it was okay, but then like, you know, the post-credit scene comes around and it's like, okay, it's kind of worth buying a ticket even if you just see the post-credit scene, which is what some people were throwing around for like Venom Let There Be Carnage. They're like, go pay for the movie but show up 2 hours late so you can watch the end credit scene because it's really important. And then it ended up
being nothing.
Yeah, you didn't really need to. But yeah, the movies whatever. I'm not looking forward to Captain Marvel next. But after that we get to a couple of bangers. We get to Endgame, we get to Far From Home. So I'm about to be thriving, but got to get over these next 2, unfortunately. But that's it for me. Really, really chill week, just due to sickness, and then also with all the other fun life busyness that's happening right now.
Yeah. Real quick, Aiden, before you go, I forgot to mention that upload show that I mentioned last week. I finished that as well. It turns out the final season was only 4 episodes, which is weird for a streaming. Specifically a streaming show. I've never heard of that, but just snuck up on me out of nowhere. The ending, it's really not like anything out of the ordinary sad, but like, I don't know, it hit me, bro. I was tearing up. I was crying. It bangs, bro. It was good stuff. watch Upload if you guys haven't watched Upload. It's like a light. You don't need to pay too much attention to it. Lighthearted stuff, except for the very end. But
I'll just look up the
Interesting.
Upload TV show ending.
I'll figure it all out in 30 seconds. Get my fix.
you just won't even. You won't get the payoff, bro. The payoff was good, man. It's good, man.
Aiden?
I've been good. Yada yada yada. The summer I turned pretty. So we've been binging big time.
Well, first I gotta know: are you into it? Are you into it?
1,000%. 1,000%.
Okay. All right. Hey.
So I think we're 2 episodes away from finishing season 2, so I shouldn't say season and a half. I'm almost 2 full seasons in.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we maybe just have the finale. I was like falling asleep. No, I was falling asleep last night watching it because I was so like exhausted and I could not stay awake through it, so we had to turn it off. Anyways, 1,000% Team Jeremiah, bro. Here's my thing.
Let's go.
I get it. I get everything with Conrad. I get all the arguments. My wife has filled me in, and she's a little bit more biased because she's seen everything.
Yeah.
But I get his struggles, right? Like I get that, he feels like a burden, and so he doesn't really want to talk about his feelings a lot to Belly, and that kind of puts a strain on their relationship. But it puts a strain on their relationship.
Yeah.
Like, buddy, you got to talk. You got to say something. If you want things to change, say something. Like, the whole moment of her being like, if I would have known, like, I would have fought harder. It's like, I thought you did know.
On the beach. Oh, banger.
How?
Banger.
How did you think that she knew? When you don't say anything to her, you're forgetting her corsage. You didn't even tell your own brother about crazy advances happening with your mom. So how are you supposed to have anybody really understand what you're going through so that they can go around how to treat you or how to talk to you? Which I get it. This is because he feels like he's a burden. He feels like he can't really talk about his feelings, and I get that. And I what is it? I have empathy towards that, or whatever it may be. But Jeremiah's telling you how he feels. Jeremiah's telling you exactly how he feels. He's telling you everything that he feels when he feels it and why he feels the way he feels. I mean,
he ain't whiny, bro. He ain't whiny like Conrad, bro.
And here's the thing. This is Conrad the entire first season. Chill, bro. I'm nonchalant, bro. Like I'm mysterious and chill, bro. Bro, but yet you want her to come chase you?
Yeah,
you want her to come throw herself on you? Like, and then whenever she doesn't, you're mad, and you go cuddle up with Aubrey at the funeral. Oh, okay,
yeah, bro.
Yeah. Make it make sense.
Oh my god!
Bro.
Did you see the college stuff yet?
Yes.
The car ride to college stuff.
Maybe not. The car ride.
Okay, then that's all I'll say. Then that's all I'll say.
Okay, yeah. Then I don't think so.
Okay.
That's about as far. Like, I know what happened at the funeral. At least what they've shown me so far, and that really pissed me off. I was like, because right after that, she calls Jeremiah so that they can go find Conrad, and Jeremiah's telling her all this stuff, like, dude, like, he's sitting there with their dying mom while he's forgetting her corsage and couldn't give less of a fuck about being at prom with her. Like,
and Jeremiah's pissed at her, rightfully so too, because at the end of season 1, right? Like, everybody was loves to act like Jeremiah has no reason to be pissed off at her. Like, bro, come on, this is completely warranted.
Oh yeah, he is so valid. He is so valid in these first 2 seasons for how he feels towards her, because she just she kind of just used him to jump the hoop or to like fill the gap. Yep. And like the whole time, Conrad's just like, oh yeah, she's always gonna be there because she's obsessed with me. Like, yeah, cool. And I don't know, like it's just not like, I don't know. At that moment, I don't think Conrad does not deserve Belly. He does not deserve her at all. And my wife made a good point. She said they've always she's always been in love with Jeremiah, and Jeremiah's or Conrad, and
Yeah.
Conrad has always cared for her, like always.
Yeah.
Jeremiah sees that she's real nice and pretty now, and now he's like obsessed with her, and now he's in love with her.
Sure. My
But-
girlfriend says the same thing.
Yeah, and
The
like
same thing.
I get that, like that's her love, that's her man and whatnot. But I mean, come on, man, like
No, yeah.
Jeremiah still does it 1,000 times better.
Mhm.
He does it 1,000 times better for Belly, and Conrad just wants her to chase him, and I can't mess with it. I cannot,
Yeah, bro.
I cannot stand
Dude, I
for it.
can't wait till you see the college stuff too, bro. Oh my gosh, it's just, I think it'll just fuel the fire for you.
Well,
It's just
yeah,
crazy.
I got extremely pissed off with whenever she walked in on him cuddling up with Aubrey at their mom's funeral.
Yeah.
Oh, that like, bro, and Maddie keeps saying, just wait, you'll see, just wait. And I'm like, there's nothing that you can tell me that will excuse this behavior, bro. Like he pushed her away that entire up until the funeral. He was pushing her away. He was being a dick at prom.
Yeah.
And then she walks up there to go treat him, mind you, bring him food, and he's cuddled up with his first girl. Like, there is nothing that you can say. Jeremiah wouldn't have done that. Jeremiah.
No, yeah, dude. Well, okay, yeah, bro, yeah.
Yeah,
What
I
is
mean,
this boy flashing in her cell. I wanted to ask you though. What are your thoughts on? No, wait. Go ahead. No.
No, I was gonna say he thinks he's above the summer I turned pretty. Like, what are we doing?
I know, right? Yeah, like, come on, dog. Get with the program. What do you think about Belly? Like your overall thoughts on her? Like, do you think that she's like innocent and all, or like do you also feel some type of way about how? Because like I know we just said that Jeremiah is warranted in how he feels. There's a W. Is warranted in how? Okay, that was crazy work. Audio listeners, he just showed a 4K copy of Multiverse of Madness, and I said it's a W, and he threw it across the room. But anyway, Benjamin did, not Aiden. But yeah, I know we just said that like Jeremiah feels warranted in everything that he feels with Belly, but like in other terms, do you think that like maybe the way she's treating both of them, do you think that she's flawed in any sort of way?
Yeah, I think she is. I think she is big time. I think one of the big things was her jumping to Jeremiah just because Conrad was going through his funk, and I think like Jeremiah's not completely innocent either, but for her to do that and then just walk, like, bro, when she kept saying we thought it'd be easier for you, we didn't want to bring this up to you, bro. If I'm Jeremiah, I'm crashing out right there. What do you mean we, bro? We were literally making out. Weeks later, you're back with him. Like, that made me very mad. And I think that's why I say I think Jeremiah is completely valid in what he feels towards her and why he's mad at her. I also think Belly should have just let Conrad go and just, if you're gonna put all you're all into Jeremiah, put it into him. Like, don't start backtracking. And that's why I think like Conrad is just like, oh yeah, I got this mysterious like aura gimmick, like, she can go do that, but she's gonna come back to me. Like, I don't know. He just, I get
I'm
it.
so glad I'm not alone in this.
I get this man is going through a lot. That's fine, but that does not excuse the way that he started to treat her right there. And for her to jump into Jeremiah and then just completely backtrack that, I think that was bad on her. And I think that Jeremiah is extremely valid in how he felt after that. And yeah, I don't know. Conrad, for me, what it seems like so far, he kind of just treats Belly as this like, I love her a lot, but I'm going through so much that I have to kind of be off and on with her, or like I can't do certain things. And Jeremiah's just like, hey, look, I'm here. I've been here. And I don't know. That's just so unfair.
What are your last question for you? What are your thoughts on their breakup? The night of prom.
He didn't do enough. He didn't do shit to go get her.
Yeah, see, and like,
why do
that's
you
the
expect
thing
her to chase you?
for me, like, there's a push and pull with it for sure, because there's an element of like, of course, like I always say Conrad's a whiny little, like there's an element of that for sure. But at the end of the day, she broke up with him in that moment. She said the words, like she's the one who ended things.
See, the way I read that is that she kind of said that because she already felt like that was what he wanted. And granted, that's a
Sure.
lot of reading into
I
things
think you're
because
right. I think you're right.
But Conrad was kind of doing the same with, hey, I'm gonna pull back because I'm doing nothing but bad for her. So like I can't knock Conrad for that, but excuse her for that.
Sure.
But at the same time, her saying that to him and like kind of just being like, hey, look, ball's in your court. I think we should be done because it already feels like this. And him just being like, Belly, please come back. Belly, oh damn, she left. Go fight for her, man. Like, I don't know. He's just like, I don't know. A lot of these things really give me like, they give me big time. She's on her way out. Cool. I'm gonna let her. Like, that's what she wants to do. And it's like, bro, if you like her as much as you're saying, if you literally had to beg your brother for permission to date her, and then you're doing this stuff while he just has to sit there and like accept it, how is that fair to anybody in this situation? Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like his own personal enjoyment.
I'm happy that you're Team Jeremiah. Just like
I feel like that will change. I feel like that will change. I feel like
I think it will as well.
Based on what my wife's told me, I feel like Jeremiah is going to do something absolutely atrocious, unforgivable, horrendous. Just based on the way she talks about this man, you think he killed Belly. I think something will happen where I will end up flipping, but I had to get my piece out on this because Conrad's no good, buddy. First 2 seasons, Conrad has been no good, and I have not been on his side. But we got the finale to watch tonight for season 2, and then it's head on for season 3. We're getting for the last episode. She's hype. I'm hype. The soundtrack for this freaking show. Dude. Oh my god.
Oh, only complaint, and I can enjoy a little bit of Taylor Swift, but there's a lot of Taylor Swift. There's a lot.
Like, to supplement that, bro, like there's so much Frank Ocean. They even played my boy Joji. Here's what I realized: Invincible's the exact same way. I think Amazon Prime just
they're on their stuff. Yeah,
but they have the money to pay for all of that.
True,
and
very true.
The soundtrack for The Summer I Turned Pretty might be one of the best soundtracks for any TV show I've ever watched. It is phenomenal. They know what to use, when to use it. There are scenes. There were the volleyball game. They used 3 songs back to back before like a silent like dialogue exchange of a scene was allowed to breathe. Obviously, they're talking to each other in the volleyball game, but for like 3 solid songs, like one just fades out and then the other song fades in, fades out. And I'm like, okay, let's speed this up. We did not have to play 3 songs, but man, other moments, dude. Oh, it's just absolutely cinema. It is.
You're right. They do get like spot on. Like every moment is like they find the perfect song for it. So 100%.
It's incredible.
Credit for that.
I'm having an absolute blast. Yeah, that's all we've been watching. I'm sure I've watched other stuff, but that is the one I wanted to talk about.
It's so funny seeing people talk about it online lately. Like they'll say, why is the main character's name Belly? I'm like, all right, bro. Just
watch the
show. Yeah. Just watch the show. If you ain't gonna say something that is worth talking about, just watch the show and then come back to me. All right.
Also, I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna get this out there before I watch season 3. So I got something spoiled for me. I just randomly on Twitter, like someone from a complete other show that we've been watching from Big Brother said something about like the wedding fallout, right? And so I was like, so I told my girlfriend or my wife, oh my god, and she cannot keep shit to herself. So I said, everyone's talking about a wedding. I was like, is Laurel the one that's getting married? And she didn't say anything. And I was like, is Laurel the one that's getting married? Is that the wedding they're talking about? And she was like, yes. Okay, just stop asking questions. And I was like, okay. So I started thinking. First episode, I called that her and Cleveland would be a thing. Very first episode. I was like, this dude that just overheard all that, they're going to be a thing. I said, are Laurel and Cleveland getting married? Is that what we're doing? And they just had a date. They just had a little date night a couple episodes ago. Are Laurel and Cleveland going to get married? She wouldn't say anything. I said, okay, if it's not Cleveland, it has to be a new character and they do a time jump. Or she remarries or renews her vows with their dad. Those are my 3. If Laurel's the
Okay.
one getting married, those are my three. And every time I say that, she laughs at me or one of her friends laughs at me. So I'm like, I might as well get it out there for the podcast then. So I haven't watched season 3 yet. Those are my predictions for this
Okay.
big wedding I keep hearing about.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for you to see how that plays out.
Alrighty. Yeah. And then one last thing, everything with Susanna at the end of season 1 had me in shambles. Your boy was a mess, bro. I'm talking about sniffling like crazy.
Bro, that's how I
didn't
was
think-
with the upload thing. I wanted to be clear. Like I was bubbling, bro. My eye, it was crazy.
I didn't think that they would have the balls to do what they did. And I even told Maddie, I said, "Oh, she said that she's gonna do this. That's fine, because the other way, I would have liked if they did it the other way, but they're probably not going to." Episode 1, season 2 started. I was like, "Yo, they did it, bro! No way." Tough.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Early on in the show, I didn't think they were gonna do it either. I thought she was gonna get in remission again and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, didn't happen.
R.I.P. Susanna. What a go!
For real. Ben, it's your turn.
All right, that's my piece.
Tell Reagan about it, bro. Come on.
Mid-show.
Yeah,
I don't.
cinema, absolute cinema.
I don't. She might watch it. I don't know. Like
Like already? You say?
she could. Like she like when her and I watch stuff on our own. It truly is on our own. Like I'm not out in the living room watching Peacemaker, and she's not out there watching. Like that's like she's in bed watching a show she wants. I'm in here watching a show I want. And I mean, part of that is our, with how our schedules work, that's kind of just the natural flow of when we do those things anyways. But so she probably knows about it. I could ask at some point just to please you guys.
Can watch it together, bro.
I'm not going to commit to watching it myself. But,
damn, bro.
Also that Multiverse of Madness throw was maybe a little diabolical.
You break something, you break the case. You break the wall.
A lot of cases come with like a cover sleeve on it, and it has that on it, and the corner of it you can't even hardly see, but it bent it.
Bro said because of that. Bro said, "Yeah, that throw is probably a little diabolical." What? The sleeve is a little bent, and he's talking about that was a diabolical.
I mean,
throw.
I didn't like hold back. I wasn't like, "Oh, I don't want to damage this." I just threw it. Like I don't care.
And the fact that like that's the only damage that comes from it, I think you're in the clear.
Yeah, I just need to pull out the disc and cut it up.
All right,
That's
buddy,
a
you
deep
bought
cut
it
right there.
You bought it, buddy.
Deep cut right there.
You bought it. You know you like the movie.
I do like the movie. Anyways, we're going to move on to our topic for the week. I told the guys before we started recording that I knew what I wanted to discuss, but I didn't know how to word it. And I still don't know how to word it, so I'm just going to explain it and then we'll get into it. I think right now with what we know and what's been announced, I actually do not like how the DC universe / James Gunn and Peter Safran are handling greenlighting projects. And I want to explain my reasoning first, and then we can get into it. I saw somebody tweet out when the original announcement that James Gunn made for the DC slate of movies that was going to be coming out, when that happened, he literally had like a phase 1 Gods and Monsters. And he announced Booster Gold, Brave and the Bold, Superman, Supergirl, Swamp Thing, just like a variety of projects, the Waller TV show, a bunch of things were announced. And then like 2 years later, then finally we get Creature Commandos, which was in that original slate, and we get Superman. It's retitled to just Superman instead of Superman Legacy. We know that Supergirl is coming out. Brave and the Bold is probably happening at some point. I mean, who knows at this point? It's probably more up in the air now than it was then. But all of this is to say, I know the whole thought is we don't greenlight projects until we have a good script and a good direction that we know where the story is going to head. My problem with that is I think what will end up happening is you will have a lot of DC Universe projects, but you will not have a focused, interconnected storyline, and you'll almost run into what the MCU's current problem is, which is they just spitfired a bunch of projects, and then we don't really have a through line as we're building into the next Avengers movie. So it's like Clayface could turn out to be a great movie. The new Superman movie that's coming out in a couple of years, Man of Tomorrow, could turn out great. But we're also just gonna, we're gonna greenlight. Like Clayface wasn't in the planning, but a script was good. Let's greenlight it. Are we gonna take into account how that fits into the bigger picture of the DC universe? Gotham's gonna be handled. Is that gonna properly tie into then when they bring Batman into the universe, or is it just that script was good, let's just do it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm coming from. Is like, I think the individual projects are going to be very good. I think that the current approach is really going to be a big fumble when it comes to making an interconnected storyline and an interconnected universe. I think we're just going to do too much because we're going to chase just making the best individual project and not focus enough on the overall story.
So sacrificing the bigger picture right now is what it seems is what you feel like they're kind of doing with.
That's my concern. And it still is like, of course I want great individual projects, but the fact that we can just like, we have no knowledge of where Batman is in the DC universe, but then we're just lighting a Clayface movie, greenlighting a Clayface movie because the script is good. It's like, okay, should Clayface really be the first time that we really see Gotham in the DC universe? Should that be the case? And then there's the whole other point of you have PG-13 movies and then you have hard R shows like Peacemaker, Creature Commandos was rated R, Clayface is going to be R. Even just the tonal consistency of the overall universe, it kind of has to feel coherent if you want these characters to interact and you want these stories to combine. I just see them doing a lot, and it could be a lot of good, but how can we then filter that into a storyline that we care about, these characters and these storylines then crossing over with one another? And I don't know that they have that bigger picture in mind at this point. I'm not confident in that. I'm confident that they're just going for the let's make each project good, which I think is you need that, but we're going to lose, I think, some of the focus.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting conversation because I'm seeing a lot from both sides right now, specifically. Like someone pointed out that from all the set photos we're seeing of Clayface right now and how they're like trashing up his face. I don't know the actor's name, but it seems like it's very like it's going to be rated R. It's very tonally different from a lot of what we've seen from the DCU already, just in terms of like the horror side of things. Yeah. But then they said ultimately this is where Clayface lands, and it's a picture of Clayface playing video games on the couch in Creature Commandos, and it's like there is something to be said there about that for sure. Although I would counter with, and I've never particularly myself subscribed to this idea. Maybe it's even confirmed though, and I just don't know. But I grew up with like the Justice League cartoon, the Justice League Unlimited, Batman the Animated Series, that kind of thing. A lot of people say that the Batman the Animated Series Batman is the same Batman as the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited Batman. And so the way that they handled, like in the Batman animated show, he was more of like a hardcore detective, and he did his detective work and he handled heavier, harder hitting stuff. And then he'd go over with the Justice League and then, I don't know, fight some campy, I think there's an episode where it's Superman's birthday, and then it's Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman in the what's the thing in Antarctica? The Fortress of Solitude. I forgot that's crazy. In the Fortress of Solitude, and then I think Starro is there, and they have like all these visions that Starro makes them see. I don't know. I'm probably messing that up. But anyway, the idea there is that like you can have the two tonally different characters. And a lot of the time, I think that's the draw that people have when it comes to integrating the Batman into the DCU, is the fact that it's so tonally different. And you can have those, if done well, of course, like it has to be, like it can't just be done willy-nilly. Yeah. But if done well, you can have those tonal differences and that could enhance the bigger picture and enhance like the different worlds in a way that these characters come from. But also, it can very easily go wrong. I 100% understand with what you're saying there as well. Ultimately, with what you're saying, I think I agree with you, because even just regardless of everything that is just randomly being greenlit, like a Clayface and like Man of Tomorrow, which maybe that was always the focus in James Gunn's mind, to fast track a Superman sequel of sorts, even though he says it's not a sequel, but Superman plays a big role in it.
It's a sequel in the Superman story with the
Yeah.
Superman family, as he put it.
Yeah. But more so for me, I look at the first slate that they announced, as you were mentioning, and we, like you said, with Brave and the Bold, we have no idea where a lot of these projects are, even like if they're even still happening, where they're at in the process. The Waller Show being one of them, The Authority, which James Gunn has said that it's been hard to write a script for it, but he hasn't outright said that it's not happening anymore. So all those things are just up in the air, and it just makes me wonder, like, I get it, there's growing pains when it comes to starting a whole new cinematic universe for sure, but just if you're going to make those wild jumps with these different characters, I feel like that needs to be something that you already have, like how he's told us that they don't greenlight projects unless there's a finished script that they enjoy. And so saying that we're going to do all these things and then just having them, now they're being flushed around, pushed back, like Brave and the Bold. Although I will say a little bit of an aside, when you were talking about Brave and the Bold, and this isn't a unique idea, I'm sure somebody else has said this, but just imagine, bro, especially now with 2027 and both the Batman and Man of Tomorrow coming out. I think I already sent Aiden like a little TikTok of, imagine you're sitting down waiting to watch Man of Tomorrow in the theater, and then you're watching the trailer for the Batman Part 2 comes on. But imagine, and I don't think they would ever do this because there's so many logistical things that go into making people buy tickets for a movie and knowing the title of the movie beforehand and everything like that. But like, imagine you sit down and I'm not at the end of the Batman Part 2, but like the intro, when they do like when after the first like little bits of the movie and then they flash the title of the movie. Imagine, bro, you're sitting in there and then it's Bruce and he comes across a Robin, Dick Grayson, like whatever Robin it is in the timeline. And then the title flash, as soon as it shows Robin or Dick Grayson, whoever it is, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, whoever it is, it says the Batman, Brave and the Bold. Oh man, bro, that would be so. Oh my gosh, man, that would be insane. Then you get out of the movie and then you look online, you see James Gunn did an interview while you were in your showing, and he's like, "Yep, we're doing it. It's part of the universe." Imagine that, bro. Just imagine that. What
Insane
a year that would
code.
be.
Insane code.
It's true. It is insane code.
Yeah, I feel like if it's this early on in a universe, I'm more so able to excuse it, I guess, a little bit, but
Dude, no,
there are a lot of issues, that come with, not really establishing a thorough timeline for your universe and just kind of being willy-nilly with what you greenlight, what you don't. I was never the biggest fan of a Clayface movie being like the next movie after a freaking Superman movie. If you're taking over as head of DC and not saying that it's Elseworlds, like literally saying, yeah, this is a Clayface movie in the universe. I was never a big fan of it. So like even when they announced it, it was like, yeah, this is cool, but like could this
Very
time
Sony
and
Spider-Man universe
production
type thing.
not be put into something better? Yeah. And so like the reason why I say I'm fine to excuse it is because I've already been off this boat since the beginning. So like now instead of being like up here to like being down here, I'm like down here to like being like, okay, yeah, like cool, you're greenlighting the Clayface movie and it looks super cool. Awesome, I'll check it out. Swamp Thing, cool. I've never cared about Swamp Thing. I'm sure they're like something they could do something awesome with it. I've heard that he's a very interesting character. I just don't I don't see why this energy cannot be put towards starting your solid roots and foundations in the DCU. imagine if we got in, which this is like very, very different, but imagine we got Iron Man and then the next movie was Agatha. Are we not wanting Thor, Captain America,
Like
one of
Agatha,
our
the show
Avengers?
you're talking about? Like you're saying,
No,
like
like
Agatha's like
Agatha,
Peacemaker?
about
Oh, okay.
like a movie about a character like Agatha, which is a bad comparison with Clayface, but still,
Well,
we
get Supergirl before Clayface, but
do we
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
I thought we got
do.
Clayface
Comes
next.
out in May or June. I think it's
yeah,
May.
and then Clayface is like October.
Still, say we get like a super Iron Man and a Captain America movie, and then we get an Agatha movie, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like there are tons of problems that come with it, obviously, and I'm a big fan of like I'm not going to greenlight until I get a great script, but you have the power to pick and choose, man. I don't know if anybody's told you, you have the power to just be like, this is great. How about you do it separately over here, and I keep focusing on building up my universe.
And I do want to say maybe that's what is because if you think about it, for the next 3 years, including this year, we're getting like a Superman thing, a Superman family thing. Superman this year, Supergirl next year, Man of Tomorrow in 2027. And so maybe that's like this initial, that's what this is focusing on. And there's also a lot of talk like with Peacemaker, the final 2 or 3 episodes, whatever it is, apparently are huge and potentially set up a lot of stuff for the future. How much do I believe that? I don't know. Cause like it's Peacemaker. And right now it seems like a very contained thing. Everything that's happening in it right now.
It should be, by the way. Just saying.
Really?
Well,
this goes back to his argument of the tonal like differences, right? Yeah.
Like I think that if you have a show like Peacemaker become critical to where things are at in the DC universe, that you need to watch it in between Superman and Supergirl. The
MCU show problem kind of thing.
Not even the MCU show problem, even more so than the MCU show problem, because you're talking about a hard R show that sounds crazy. Sorry. You're talking about a rated R show.
Peacemaker.
You're talking about a rated R show that like you could have. I mean, I've seen plenty of videos of 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, where it's like the dad showing his kid Superman for the first time, and it's the new Superman movie, because that's totally fine. Sure. And sure, an 8-year-old, they don't need to follow along with the story, but I do think you'll start to alienate even some of the adults in the conversation of, I have to watch this crazy rated R show in between Superman and the next, whether it's Supergirl or Man of Tomorrow. That's more of a problem than the MCU, because it's not just committing to a show. Now you're going to lose people from the tonal inconsistencies.
Sure. And just the fact, like a lot of people, they don't, for whatever reason it might be, moral values, et cetera, like they don't want to watch a rated R show. But if they want to be part of this grander DCU and you're making the last 2 episodes or whatever it is of Peacemaker set up Man of Tomorrow, which is what a lot of discussion is. Like James Gunn himself just tweeted the other day, and I think that this got blown out of proportion. He simply said the prequel to Man of Tomorrow, Peacemaker season 2. That doesn't mean that there didn't necessarily there's going to be something directly in Peacemaker that is touched upon in Man of Tomorrow that just I guess I just took it as like it's just sequentially comes before Man of Tomorrow. But maybe I'm making too little of a deal of it. I don't know, because I agree with you. I don't think that they should be doing that, and I also feel like James Gunn knows that too, is what I hope anyway.
Yeah. Well, the problem is I see it as a bad thing either way. Either one, we're going to get way too many of these side off projects that aren't relevant enough to feel justified, and they could be good in their own right. But it's like, why are we doing all of these things that we haven't touched Batman? We haven't touched Wonder Woman. And then on the other hand, if they're too important, then it's a problem the other way. Which, to be fair, James Gunn did say they have a direction with Wonder Woman. So
I think didn't he say they're fast tracking a Wonder Woman thing?
Since they figured out the direction, they're going to fast track that. But to the point of, and I hate comparing it to the MCU because you don't want to just carbon copy what the MCU did, but almost in a way, they could have carbon copied what the MCU did. Make a Superman movie, make a Supergirl movie, make a Wonder Woman, make a Batman, make a Justice League. And you could have a couple extra shows. You could do a Lanterns show because Lanterns, some of those characters could show up in a Justice League movie and it be totally makes sense, justified. You could do that easily. But why in the first, because the MCU phase 1 covered what, 5-6 years of content. By the time we get to 2027 and get Man of Tomorrow, that will be our 4th year of seeing stuff, since we technically started last year with Creature Commandos, and even prior with some of the stuff that's now canon to the DCU that used to be in the DC extended universe. And we still haven't even talked about Batman or Wonder Woman, but we have all of these other projects that we know are coming out. That to me is just crazy. Like I don't want to make judgments too far ahead of time, but when I look at it big picture, as much as I've been gung-ho on I trust James Gunn, give him the DC universe, I think he's going to do incredibly well. And even I've said on a previous episode, you would ask me, like, do I think that the DC universe can reach the heights of the MCU? And I said that it could reach it even sooner because, I forget my exact reasoning at the time that I said that, but I think it's just because, like, I think James Gunn could give the DC universe a stronger start than the MCU had in phase 1. And so we could get to a more, like, the peaks of it a little bit sooner than 3 full phases like we did for Marvel. But now I don't know. Like, could we get to some peaks? Yeah. But right now, I mean, I think Spitfire is a good way to put it. There's so much that I want there to be a cohesive storyline that is building up towards something, and they could have that, but will everything else just be a distraction? Will it add to it? Will it feel unnecessary? I don't know. I think they're almost already doing too much already, which is crazy to say.
Green Lantern, the show next year, which I think is going to be before Supergirl, and that can kind of feel random, just depending on the route they go with it. I know Guy Gardner is going to be in it and everything like that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be, because the way I look at it, I guess, is maybe that should be the inklings of the bigger picture starting in that show, maybe, if not Peacemaker. But then you run into the same issues with, like we were just talking about with Peacemaker, because like you said, 4 years into the DCU, and we're not even going to know where Batman is if they don't have anything situated with that, or Wonder Woman. Whereas 4 years into the MCU, and I know you said not comparing it to the MCU, that's not great, whatever, but just the closest thing we have at the moment. 4 years into the MCU, we already had Avengers 1. And, like, that's kind of what flipped the switch for them and made a lot of people pay attention. And so how far out are we from a Justice League movie? I think it's more than 4 years. I think it's more than 4 years with everything where we don't know where Wonder Woman is and where Batman is, like you're saying. Sure, where they're fast tracking the Wonder Woman movie. So maybe we're going to get an announcement like that randomly, like how Man of Tomorrow was just randomly announced on a Tuesday. Maybe in a couple months, James Gunn's going to tweet out Wonder Woman coming out in 2027 as well. That'd be wild. What a year for DC if that happens.
We should get at least one more movie, but
in 2027 from
I would
DC.
say so.
Okay,
I think their goal is 2.
For the DCU specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was part of their goal. I remember they laid it out at some point of, like, we want to do this many live action shows, this many animated shows, and this many live action movies, which is crazy to say. Maybe you could say this is our goal, but it seemed like pretty hard numbers. But how are you supposed to do that when you're saying you're not going to greenlight stuff until you get scripts? It's like, so then if you don't get the right scripts, there aren't that many projects coming out, which is fine. That's what it should be. But I think attributing a number to that is not great. But I just think, like, with Clayface already filming currently, Supergirl filmed, I think, at this point,
Yeah, it's
or
done.
almost done filming, whatever. And then they know next up is Man of Tomorrow. I absolutely think that there's going to be, because James Gunn, I think, is taking head on Man of Tomorrow. He's going to be writing it and possibly directing it, definitely writing it. So I think there will be somebody else, some other director or whatever, who will also be working on a project for these next couple of years that could come out in 2027. I would say so. I think we're good.
Do we think there'll be any, like, probably not. I'm already going to preface probably not. But do we think that there'll be any crazy, like the example I just threw out, Wonder Woman, but coming in 2026, and then they start filming like right away? No, like an end of the year, like a late November, early December. No, actually, yeah, they can't do that because Doomsday. There's no way they're doing that. Doomsday and Dune 3. There's no way they're doing that. Yeah, never mind. I take back what I just said.
I mean, yeah, you could talk about how stacked just the slate of 2026 is and 2027. Let's be real already. Yeah. Because like, what even is coming? Is Marvel 2027 literally just Secret Wars in December?
That's all we know right
now.
Well,
there's a secret, like, early 2027 movie that's waiting to be filled.
Is this?
And hopefully they'll get Blade situated by then, but do I think so? Probably not. You know.
So
you think they're donezo with it?
I don't think they're donezo.
Or are you just kidding?
I think they are.
So we know about Brand New Day, of course, and then Doomsday, and then Secret Wars has an official date, and then like the other ones listed here of like, oh, these have been announced to be in development is Armor Wars, Black Panther 3, Blade, Shang-Chi sequel, and then the Jake Schreier X-Men film.
Wait, didn't Armor Wars get canned? I thought Armor Wars got canned.
I thought so, yeah. I thought so.
There's a Vision Quest show too. That's coming.
I'm just talking about movies specifically.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about 2027, which we already know is stacked when it comes to superhero films, because you have the Superman sequel, the Batman Part 2, Beyond the Spider-Verse, and Secret Wars. That's like every franchise is peaking right there. We're getting like everything that we want from all of those franchises.
Mm-hmm.
But I think DC will slide in and try and do another movie. But put the tinfoil hat on. The Batman Part 2 is their other movie.
Is the second movie. Because that's what, when you said two movies, I was like, well, what if it's the Batman?
Yeah. But
that's on a hope and a prayer. So
I think by the end of this year, though, we will have a for sure announcement of one of the next films that's being worked on. And I'll be honest, I really appreciate that with how James Gunn is handling that, how he's communicating stuff to the public, and just like Man of Tomorrow comes out in 2027. I'm sure there's like an idea, but there's not a script, mm-hmm. But he's just willing to just put it out there to the public and announce it like that. So I think we will just have some random day where there's a tweet of excited to announce this movie dropping this day. And it could even just be, a little artwork of the character of Wonder Woman or whoever, and then a release date for the film. Because even when the Man of Tomorrow tweet came out, I don't think it clocked with me right away that he was announcing the sequel to Superman or the Superman family, the Superman saga, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't click with me right away that, oh, that's a Superman sequel. It's coming out that day. And I was just like, wait, did he just drop this randomly? And then it turns out he did. So I don't know. Of course, it's hard to say exactly what will happen, but I think I saw a specific post showing the slate and then remembering that was like what, early 2022 or something that slate was revealed. And I remember listening in on the announcement, being super hyped. Oh, James Gunn is announcing the slate for the new DC universe. And he's like, Phase 1, Gods and Monsters, listing out all the things, the directors, Andy Muschietti for Brave and the Bold, James Mangold for Swamp Thing, just boom, boom, hitting all these notes. And I was there for it. And now, like, I've been enjoying what we've been getting.
Yeah.
Do I trust the grander vision? I don't know if I do.
I almost truthfully, because you remind me of the Gods and Monsters thing. From a devil's advocate perspective,
I was gonna mention that it is
Yeah.
still Gods and Monsters.
yeah, like very much in Superman, like the opening title sequence thing, it very much said starting the age of gods and monsters. So we have Superman and we have Supergirl coming out, and Clayface, it would be considered a monster, and potential. I mean, I don't know where Green Lantern would fit into that. I guess potentially a god, probably a god status rather than monster status.
I mean,
so
not everyone has to like on that slate.
Perfectly
was
fit
the
in,
Waller
yeah.
TV show Peacemakers. Like,
yeah,
I get it. And it's not that the specific title of the phase doesn't apply. It's
Sure.
more so it was presented as a package deal of we have a plan. Here's our phase 1. We know where we're headed. That hasn't happened. That's the bigger thing. It could have been called whatever, and it could still fit into the overall of what they're trying to do here. But their plan isn't what we're actually getting. So that's where my hesitancy comes in, is do they still have a big picture in mind? Do they have a clear direction of how this connected storyline is going to go?
See, and yeah, then I get curious. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for these conversations of like, where did that change happen? Like when they announced the initial slate, I imagine they had like this clear path in their mind, and that's why they called it Gods and Monsters, and they had the way that they were going about it. And now with everything turning out the way it has, struggling with the brave and the bold for whatever reason, with the Authority, the Waller TV show, I'd wonder like what were all these different pivot points that they had to make. But obviously we're never going to know that kind of thing, but just interesting to think about.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Good question. I mean, I like it's an important thing to talk about, truthfully. Like
Yeah.
when it comes to the DCU, it's in a, and maybe we're on the, I'm sure that if we post clips about this, everybody's going to think that, well, wait and see what happens, kind of like we know that we're just, it's fun to talk about these sort of things. And it's just,
and we will wait to see.
yeah, we will. It's, we're not
Well,
going to,
we hope to be proven wrong is the truth. But
and it's also cool to see someone like Ben who has been so outward about, I love the direction James Gunn is going. I love what he has in mind. And even saying, I think that DC can get there faster than the MCU and then still come with a topic like this. To whereas somebody watching the clips doesn't know that. But I like that.
I mean, just shows how reasonable I am, how balanced my takes are.
don't make me clip you out again, buddy.
Dude, that was terrible. That was
somebody
an
agreed
awful
with you
clip.
though. Somebody agreed with you in the comments. You said, I mean, well, some takes are just more reasonable than others. Like, dude, that's not the point of what I was saying. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I didn't word it the best. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, you guys have a terrible take and mine's reasonable. It was more so like yours can be reasonable, but I can have a differing opinion that also comes from a reasonable place.
Sure.
So, we can agree to disagree, but still all say something that we can see both sides of. But anyways, we don't need to talk about who gets targeted in the short form content. We are going to move on to Peacemaker. We did not get the chance to really touch on episode 2 last week, but now we have episode 2 and 3 to talk about. I guess, should we do little reaction for each episode? I guess just a quick little something.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Peacemaker, season 2, episode 2, in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And then we'll just do 3 right now, and then we'll talk about both. Peacemaker, season 2, episode 3, in 3, 2, 1.
That's a banger. That's a banger.
That's the setup I wanted in episode 2.
Off
but
the
I can
rip,
take
though,
it.
I want to say Aiden was understating the comedy aspect of episode 2, because he said last week how the comedy was like, it wasn't hitting. Or I forget what you said, but you were understating. Dude, that bird blindness thing, not funny at all.
Thank you.
Not funny
Thank you.
whatsoever.
I
And
thought
it
you were about
pains
to
me
say
because
the
that
opposite.
actor.
I
Oh,
thought
you
he
thought I was
was
gonna say it was
too.
good?
I thought you were too. I was like, oh,
Dude, I thought you were
no,
gonna
I
say you
meant-
were dying laughing.
No, I was gonna because I meant like understating it, like you needed to preface like how bad it actually was.
Yeah.
Like, and it pains me because that actor, he's a funny actor. Like he's in a lot of like Adam Sandler stuff, and he has good comedic timing and whatnot. But like that, I don't know who wrote that, and apparently the set the crew was dying on set. Dude, what? What are we talking? That is, and they're dragging it out. They're doing the James Gunn drag out a joke thing, and they're doing it over multiple episodes now. And I'm not here for it. I don't care. It's not funny.
Yeah.
I would have been fine with it as a offhanded comment to then set up that he didn't know Eagly was an eagle. That would have been fine. And not that it would have been funny, but it wouldn't have overstayed its welcome. That
Literally, honestly, I probably would have found it funny if he just told Economos, I have bird blindness. I can't tell the difference between birds. That statement in and of itself is kind of funny. And then don't do anything else with it. Don't have a sit in the car like, oh, what kind of bird? You can't tell. Don't have that whole conversation. Literally, don't bring it up again until they're getting their ass kicked by Eagly. And then he's like, oh my God, it's a duck or something like that. Then it would be funny. That would have been funny. But like you
You're
overdid
making
it
me
with
laugh
the
right now.
Yeah, bro. Like you just having the conversation in the car about it was just not funny. Doing too much.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't have a lot to say about episode 2. I thought it was terribly boring. Like
Really?
there was
Even the Eagly fight.
the two redeeming things. The Eagly fight was fun, and then some of the conversations on the rooftop, the emotions that are happening between the character relationships.
Sure.
That, I like where they're headed with some of those things. Most of the episode though was a whole lot of nothing. Like I feel
That's
like
true.
we accomplished so little, especially when you contrast it with episode 1, which felt like from beginning to end, there is like a huge setup to then be like the launching point for the season. And then this is like takes like a tiny step forward. And
I saw someone say that they think they should have released episode 1 and 2 together. Because like episode 2 was still very much also setting up. Even though episode 1, I agree, was enough setup, but then episode 2 they drag it out a little bit more. So if they had done those together, I think I agree. But
yeah, I kind of thought like what we ended up getting in 3, I thought we were just gonna get that in 2. Like I thought like, okay, we know where we're going, hit the ground running. And that's like, nope, it's 40 minutes of other things and more setup before we get to that point. It just really felt like we were stepping on the gas at the end of 1, and then we hit the brakes for a full episode.
Big time, yeah.
I don't even have a ton to say about episode 2 personally, because like other than those 2 redeeming qualities, it was so much of a
Yeah.
There are some comedic, like some funny stuff with the same conversation in the car. I did think the whole thing was dragged out, but like sometimes it was just like with him and Economos. Economos was like, he said something to him like, you don't know what this is? And he said, no, because I had 2 bitches on my dick or something like that. I was like, all right, what the fuck?
It's so random.
Yeah, like what the hell, dude? But yeah, the Eagly fight I thought was really good. And then of course you guys know I'm here for the character stuff always. Yeah. I do think that, and maybe he didn't have a ton to do in season 1 either, but Vigilante, I don't know. I'd love to get. Maybe that's why I wanted more. Maybe I wanted more with him and his character, like motivations and whatnot. Maybe not as motivations. I think they're somewhat clear in season 1, but just diving deeper into his psyche, I guess, in this season, I was maybe hoping for that, and maybe we will later, a little bit later. But it feels like everybody's getting a little something except for him right now. Like he's just very much the comedic, one of the comedic reliefs in the show.
And his comedy is just as bad, I'd argue.
Yeah,
it is
I agree.
Very bad.
It's the same thing though, where like individual moments, if done better, could be really good. Like the whole thing of like, I like sex because it's a way to connect with your best friend. That line in a different context could be a well-hitting joke. It's the fact that it's a whole conversation about what was happening at Chris's house. And then that's just like a small little moment that in the context, it's just like, it doesn't hit as hard.
Yeah.
It's just, it's it's just the trying too much, going too far, and then the individual things that could work really well end up falling completely flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely agree.
Yeah. But episode 3, I thought was great. I loved it.
Banger.
And I think we talked about this. I want to say we talked about this last week, but the idea of Rick Flag Jr. being in the other universe, and that would tie into why Rick Flag Sr. has been keeping tabs on Peacemaker. Obviously, we saw that. I think that was in episode 2. It was the very beginning. We saw the flashback to Rick Flag Sr. getting the files. So, that's an important story element that we know for sure he learned how his son died on that mission. And so it was great that they're just like, I mean, I thought it was crazy that they just revealed it in the title, but then I was like, okay,
Yeah,
we're just going for it. And we got less of it than I expected, but the setup for it is exactly what I want it to be, which is this different universe. He's a different person, but he exists. And at some point, our Rick Flag Sr. is going to find out, and that's going to be a big deal. Somehow it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah,
and he's probably going to be racist.
Do we think that still?
I don't think he will, actually. I think
he'll be one of the good ones.
I think he'll be one of the good racist guys. Yeah, I think he'll be one of the good ones. Dude, he has black friends. Come on.
I did want to talk about. I wanted to talk about this new dimension that we're in. That is a big topic of conversation.
Yeah.
There have been people who have been pointing out little details and little hints for, what could be the really terrible key thing about this universe that we haven't learned yet, but we're getting hinted towards. Yeah. Where do you guys think we are with this universe, this dimension that Chris has gone to? What is this big reveal or whatever that he's going to come to realize as time goes on?
I think it's got to be I don't know what the big change. A lot of people are talking about Germany won World War II. I don't know if it's that moment or anything like that, or if they literally just I don't know how dark James would go with it, but they just killed off everybody who was not white. I don't know what the range is, but because I admittedly before I saw the episode, I saw somebody say the only thing I saw was everybody in the background of this universe is white. And I was I locked in and I was paying it when I was watching the first time. I was looking at everybody, not a single person of color, not a single one, bro. And so, I mean, maybe is James Gunn that detail oriented? I believe so. I do believe so. Apparently there's still an Easter egg in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 that nobody's discovered, which is crazy to me, but that's off track. But
you could just say that.
That's
that's something I would say. If I was a director, I would just say that. You kidding me?
But yeah, I think that probably has to be it. And then there was another piece of evidence. I don't remember who I saw posted it, but apparently Peacemaker's dad, I think, it's Keith. Keith has an ashtray in this universe that looks like a swastika. Yeah. I don't know if we can say that on YouTube. A swast. It looks like a swast.
Yeah.
Looks like the SWAT team. Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's like Ben said, that's the big topic, and those were all the big theories going into this third episode. But I think it's a much cooler conversation to be like, what happened to get them there? Were no minorities ever even born, or did something happen very early that just purged all of them? And now we're at the time in this, or we're at in the 2000s in this universe where it's all white people.
Wait,
was it something the government decided to do, and that's why this organization says they're attacking government agencies, government buildings, blowing up? That's specifically something they said. We're blowing up every government building that we can find. Maybe they're trying to they think that what they did was wrong. I don't know.
Wouldn't you expect to see a little bit more diversity in the people who are attacking the government agency?
True.
Or is it those
unless they eradicated
the organization and you have the good ones that are on there too? Okay, this is what we're talking about. You know what I mean? But
I think it would be awesome if they as a group say something happened a long time ago where they were all purged, and now they're like this made for a better society, and now these people read up on their history and they're like, we don't really like that. Let's form a group, and like unfortunately we can't join with people that are of different skin color because they don't exist anymore. But let's at least do what we can. And so Chris gets into this universe, just absolutely gives them the most crazy, like all the craziest kills, and is rewarded for it and thinks he's a great guy, and then finds out, oh, they're actually protesting because of something horrible the government did. I think that'd be a cool twist to put on top of that.
I had a realization while you guys were discussing something a couple minutes ago, because I think I brought this up of like the two options I saw in my mind was one, that this universe has something we don't know, whether everybody's racist or whatever. Chris finds that out and has to deal with, I have to lose my dad and I have to lose Keith again because I can't be in this universe. The other option, which I was more on board with, was this universe is actually perfect, but then still give Chris a reason why he would choose his world over a perfect world with his dad and his brother alive. That to me was more compelling if they could write it correctly. But now there's a third option in my mind, which is what you guys kind of suggested of, what if for whatever reason or a historical event, there haven't been other races around for hundreds or thousands of years, let's say. And so for like Keith or his father, it's not that they're inherently like racist as much as like that's normal for them, which is a weird middle ground between like they could still be bad people or have bad motives, but also you could understand more of where they're coming from. And it's not just like they're inherently terrible, awful people, which I think, you could find a balance between there somewhere that would be interesting. Because that to me is still the most interesting part, is like, what is this world? And then how is Chris's character arc and the decision that he ultimately will have to make, how does that tie into it? That's really like the thing I care about right now for the overall season.
A little like you saying that, one thing I want to say about episode 2, like another change I would have made, it would have been really interesting if season 2 was more of a very, and maybe this was the intention behind it, but a very focused idea of Chris trying to exist in his world, trying to make his world work. But then after that discussion that he has, that talk that he has with Harcourt, and what he really wants to explore with her, because we already saw in episode 1 that like that was something that he tried to talk about, but she was distant and didn't want to do it. And so he tries again, maybe, and then if they made it rather more obvious of like, this is why he's choosing to go to this other universe for now, where things can potentially be better. I think that would have helped episode 2 and its pacing and its like what it was trying to do, rather than it just seeming like more set up for. I guess that still would be set up, but just, I don't know, executed better. But that's talking about episode 2. That's just a little thought.
Another thing that I want to bring up briefly is, so if his father and Keith end up being terrible people in this universe, there is still a much more interesting conversation to have about this dimension's Harcourt, because you could reason just with how they write these characters and how they write the story. One of the reasons that Harcourt is the way she is in our universe is because Rick Flag Jr. was killed. And that's one of the things that she's dealing with and going through, and even explain some of her relationship with Chris. And so in this other universe, Harcourt is like very friendly. She's a much better, much different person. So, I don't think you can inherently just use the excuse of like, oh, she's racist too, or something like that. Like, she could genuinely be a better Harcourt because Rick Flag Jr. is alive. That could just genuinely be the case. So I think that could add an interesting layer as well of how they handle that dynamic, because I think that could be in just a totally different world compared to like Chris and his relationship with his dad and Keith in this new dimension. Those to me are kind of like, there will be separate reasons for why everything turns out the way it does.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely gonna have and this is like a little side, but I think oh my god, what's her name?
Hardcore.
Adebayo.
Oh,
She'll definitely pop into this universe at some point, and I'd be interested to see how that plays
goes
out.
over. Yeah.
People that see her, yeah, I think that'll definitely be a point of contention.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, yeah, like his best friend's black. Like that's one of the biggest. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting to see what if he finds anything out or whenever he does.
Sure.
His best friend's black. I mean, what's he gonna think about it?
And it's also interesting to make this Rick Flag Jr. So much different in behavior compared to, I guess I'll say, our Rick Flag Jr. And I wonder what the purpose of it is to make him a more innocent, kind of dumb knucklehead, sort of just, I don't know, doesn't a nerd, a wimpy kind of. He doesn't give off the Rick Flag Jr. vibe that he just gave chilling in the bed at the beginning of the episode with Harcourt, you know. And so I wonder if because as you're mentioning, Ben, why this Harcourt is so much nicer or better compared to the other Harcourt, and you mentioned how it could be maybe because of Rick Flag Jr. And I wonder if that like plays a role into it, but then at the same time, like in their discussion, but this Harcourt 2, let's call her, with Peacemaker, she talks about Rick Flag Jr., this version of him, and talks about him fondly, but also in like a, I can throw him away, but at least he doesn't treat me like you treated me, because it's very, that conversation between them two is very much like, I would like to try this again, and don't worry, he's not that much of an issue. But if you don't like me, he's gonna be there for me, or if you're gonna treat me the same way, he's gonna be there for me. And so that's, I guess maybe I'd push back on what you're saying. Like she could be better, and I wonder what those reasons are, but maybe not because of Rick Flag Jr., because it seems like almost in spite of him, and she is maybe a bad person towards him, but not always. I guess she does defend him sometimes, like the Jarhead thing, him being a Marine, which I guess that's a different. I didn't know he was in the Marines in our universe, but now he's in the Army in this universe. I don't know what I saw somebody point that out as like a big difference. I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, I think ultimately, like, at some point it will be revealed, you know, because you have the piece of why is Rick Flag Jr. alive in this universe. And so I think all of the reasoning for why our characters are where they are now is tied together. Like Keith being alive, his dad being alive, Rick Flag Jr. being alive. We'll probably find out who Rick Flag Sr. is in this universe. There probably was never a mission like the one in the Suicide Squad. For whatever reason, like, I feel like we're just in a totally different setup, completely different universe. Rick Flag Jr. could just be a little, I mean, you know, he was in the Army, but he could just be a little office bro, a little finance guy at this point. Like, he could just be totally different for whatever reason. But once we start to unfold this universe, I think all of that will fit a little better, because truthfully, I don't think James Gunn is that much of a character assassination kind of guy where he would write just a really sick character in the Suicide Squad with Rick Flag Jr. and then bring him back and just, you know, make him a little wimp, little joke. I don't think James is the kind of guy to do that. He would absolutely bring somebody back so that they could have a bunch of sick moments in Aura Farm in the show. 100%. That would be what he does.
And so I agree with you. Yeah. I think he's going to play a large role for sure. And that's why I wonder why this stark change was made for him to behave the way that he does. In comparison to our Rick Flag Jr.
Imagine our Rick Flag Sr. finds this other dimension Rick Flag Jr.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah,
and he's not gonna like him at all.
Exactly. It's gonna be like The Boys season 3, Homelander and Soldier Boy. Like how like you're a conniving little P word.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm you, and and you're a disappointment, that kind of thing. So like maybe
no,
like
you're just a cheap fucking knockoff.
Yeah. So like maybe not to like that degree. I don't think they'll go like that crazy with it, but yeah, I can't imagine this Rick Flag Sr. is going to enjoy this view of his son that isn't really his son. But I do think that James Gunn will have them interact. Absolutely. I think that that's what this is going to be building up to. Do you guys think we'll see, I guess in a cameo sort of way, alternate universe Earth 2 versions of the Justice Gang, Superman?
I don't think so. I think it's just these three.
Okay.
I think it's just these three.
I think already when they retcon it, well, they retconned it to change the opening of the season. I just think there's no way that they're going to then like confuse it even more by seeing different. Not that they would be different versions of the characters necessarily, but I just don't see them being like, oh, here's Guy Gardner in this other dimension.
What I mean, maybe.
Do you think we'll see them at all? Like in our dimension? Do you think we'll see? I guess we already saw the Justice King, but do you think we'll see Superman?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Superman.
There were some set photos that were posted.
Yeah, where John Cena was wearing like the costume he was wearing in this episode.
They took
a selfie together.
Yeah, and David Cornswet got selfies with other cast members as well.
Yeah, with Adebayo. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the costume he was wearing for this episode, so you could say, well, then he should have been in this episode if he filmed something. Not necessarily, but I could see the argument. Sure, they film things out of order. But do I see them throwing a little something at the end? Yeah, I do.
I mean, I definitely think we'll see some DC heroes that we've been waiting to see confirmed for this universe. Back to your original question, though. I think it'd be cool to maybe even uncover that Peacemaker, Keith, and his dad are the reason that they are the only superheroes. That maybe they had a hand in like one causing this all white universe or all white dimension, but two making it to where it was just them and like they are gods, they are worshipped as the ones, the onlys, at least in like America or whatever. And there are like no other heroes, or if they are, that there's none in America. They're just like over there somewhere. There's not really a huge need for them a whole lot. I don't know. I think that'd be.
They let Luthor have half a country somewhere else in the world. No, I feel like that would be hard to justify. I mean, I get a different dimension could do literally anything, but if you're gonna say like somehow there's
why are there murals everywhere
or Supergirl?
Like it's just their murals. It is just newspapers of them, and like
I would just think it's just because it's their town. Like that's where they live.
Yeah.
That's what I would think. But like I'm still here for your idea though.
If you're in a universe where there's superheroes, across the globe, it's like, yeah, Superman could save you every once in a while, but what if somebody was from your hometown? Like you're going to support your hometown guy more than you're going to support a Superman, I would say.
Spider-Man's over in New York. Spider-Man's over in New York. I got Hawkeye over here, man. Yeah. I'm Spider-Man all the way, bro. Come on.
Well, it depends. Like I see what you're saying, but if the superheroes that are from your town also happen to be racist and you're racist, you're probably rocking with them.
That's true. What if
Spider-Man's
not racist?
And Superman's not racist? Why would you want a poster of him? Just saying. Not my Superman.
Superman's woke. Superman's too woke.
Damn you for being woke, Superman.
I like that good old Peacemaker over there and wherever they're at. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll be interested to see. I think just like the mural. I mean, obviously it's there to show Chris in this universe how big of a deal he is and like make him feel like I'm the man here. Yeah. I love it here. But I don't know. It begs the question of, is there anybody else even here?
Yeah. I think
I'm really interested in this universe. Anyways,
once we find out like what awful thing, like if everyone's like racist, if that just ends up being what it is, just going back to the clip of John Cena just being like, Best dimension ever. That is just a terrible place to be. The fight scene was really cool. I mean, he might have been killing good guys, but
Dude, that was so sick when he was walking down the stairs and the whole gang of them are right there and he just like shoots all of them in the head. That was so cool.
bodies. Yeah.
Just because like you don't see that, like normally that kind of thing, like in a John Wick movie, let's say, like he's gonna hand to hand fight all of those guys right there, but like Peacemaker just blasts them all.
Yeah. No, there's some good moments. There was the one moment where I was just like, what did he just do? Like, did he hang in the ceiling or whatever to get the guy with the like what is he holding on to? You know, because if it's just typical like office ceiling panels, it's not gonna hold anybody's weight, and he's just hang and then lifting a guy out, whatever.
Well, also the way Keith came in was insane. I mean, it was just like,
yeah,
it was so loud and everything. I thought that was really cool.
I do wish that we got to see Keith in action a little more, and I think we will.
Yeah.
I think this was kind of like, okay, we got to give Chris his moment here because it will be significant to the story, and then like in later times we can have Keith in on the action as well.
I have one last question. How do you think Chris will get found out? Do you think it has something to do with them closing in on him and, you know, just like digging around Flag Senior digging around too much in his house and finding like the alternate dimension? Does Chris get too greedy? Like, what do you think?
I was gonna say I think Chris makes the first move to show that like whatever's bad with this universe, he makes this step to say that it's wrong, and then it kind of spirals from there.
I would even like this is a big like this is not exactly what I think, it's more of a theory. I think it'd be cool if he like goes back to his dimension, like say everyone's going to sleep, it's nighttime. He goes back to his dimension, he only talks to Adebayo about it, and he's like, no, you have to come see this, come check this out. Brings her into this universe, and like he's like, I'll meet up with you tomorrow, whatever. And then like gets her in like huge trouble. Or he just like is showing her the universe and takes her around, and everyone's just like, what the fuck? What is that? You know, like what do you have?
That is insane.
Words, that's their words, all right? That's their words.
Yeah, wouldn't it be crazy if they like called her the N-word?
Everyone's already putting words in their mouth, bro.
Guys, what if they just said beep beep? Oh, yeah, slurs. But I think that would be interesting.
To be fair, I wouldn't put it past James Gunn. Let's be real.
What, the racist
Slurs?
stuff?
No, slurs.
Yeah,
no, I'm
slurs.
serious.
Yeah.
You think
Or
he's
he
ripping
could pull
the
a-
hard R in this show?
No, he could pull a Tarantino and like have himself be the one that says
he's
it.
there. No, I'm just saying, like he is that like out of pocket and outrageous with some of the things that I'm like, if it happens, I won't be shocked. But to be honest, I don't even think. No offense, Aiden. I don't think that that's gonna happen. I don't think that that's like a. I don't see Chris. I don't see him like her being the only one that he abides in to be like, oh, you got to come check this out. Like, I'm sorry.
Really?
I don't see that for me personally.
Because I mean, because the way I would ground that is like she's the one that told him that he's being watched right now, and which also I was going to get into, like he's the one that she's the one that he confides in the most right now. I'd say more than anybody.
But it's not that
like he still talks to her out of the group more than I guess the other one would be Vigilante, but he kind of like tolerates Vigilante.
But it's not that I think he would confide in somebody else more than her. It's that I don't see him sharing this with anyone. I think back to Aiden's question of how will this all crumble? I actually think that they could somehow tie it into like him and Second Harcourt somehow, like a conversation they're having, and she's the first one to figure out. And then, you know,
she was given a lot of looks this episode.
Somehow that gets passed along, either that or a conversation just with like Keith is also pretty suspicious as well.
Sure.
There's a lot of obvious tells and interactions that they've had. It like there's some things that are like it's obvious that at some point Keith is going to figure out, and it's going to be a huge deal. That is going to happen no matter what. But I don't think it will be because Chris brings someone into the universe. I think it will be him interacting with those in the new dimension.
Sure.
That's what I think.
Okay, I can agree with that. I was also going to say though, and maybe this is a dumb question, but just why does he even return to his universe? I'm not saying that he needed to live there forever, but after one day he goes back to his universe when he knows that because of Adebayo and what she told him, that he's being watched, and every time he opens it, she specifically said that every time he opens it, they get a notification thing about it. So like, obviously he's probably not thinking he's riding the high of the other universe, but just exactly, why not just stay there? Like, why are you even walking back? Why are you going back to your universe? Maybe to check on Eagly? I don't know.
I mean, I feel like you kind of have to live both lives a little bit. Like,
Sure, because you can't completely disappear
yeah,
from the other ones. But just after one day though, like I feel like it's not that crazy. Like if you're gone for like a couple days, I don't know. I'm nitpicking here, but
I mean, maybe that will become a thing at some point. Is like little by little, he spends longer there until he's, gets too comfortable, and then I don't know. Maybe he tries to go home, and somebody else is trying to stop him from coming home at that point. I don't know.
Mhm.
There could be different ways that they play into that with how, if he keeps extending his visits longer and longer. But I don't know. It's a first time. I feel like a first, extended time. I feel like you wouldn't want to mess with it too much.
Yeah, that's fair. Little comedy things. Didn't care for the Eagle Killer. I like Michael Rooker, but just the writing for his jokes, like, and I get to kill as many eagles as I want. No, just one. Oh man, like, all right, bro. Wrap it up, bro. Wrap it up, dog. Look at Aiden laughing, bro. Look at Aiden laughing,
I mean,
dog.
the humor isn't great, like whatever.
Sounds like you were eating it up, big dog.
I eat it up whenever you say, "Oh, did you think Akanago was funny?" Akanago.
Dude, when I was watching it, it was such a like blink and you miss it moment. I was like, how did Aiden even like catch that?
I mean, died for some reason.
Akanago.
Like, you are forcing it. That's like me trying to, like, if I was calling Ben the goat, being like Beno, like this doesn't work. There's no reason.
That's crazy work. That's crazy.
Come on, it's Benja Goat.
Benja Goat. Yeah,
you can always put Benja before literally anything.
Yeah, you gotta post on YouTube to earn that, buddy.
Dude, come on. Source subject.
That hour.
Anything else on Peacemaker, guys, or can we wrap it up?
I think
we can wrap it up. I mean, I'm so invested. I'm a lot more invested than I thought I'd be, even before, like, and I mean before James Gunn said everything. I was like, okay, cool, Peacemaker season 2, yeah. They've hooked me big time. Aside from like, oh, there's gonna be big cameos at the end or whatever. I'm very interested in seeing where this universe goes.
Me too. I will say for me, when it comes to this, maybe doesn't mean anything. Maybe I'm putting too much stock into this, but we talked about the intros, comparing them last week, and this one's growing on me. I still like season 1 more, but this one's growing on me. What I think the difference is, this one I'm actively sitting through and watching the entire thing. Last one, season 1, I skipped it every time, other than the one time. I skipped it every time.
What?
I skipped it every time. I skipped it every time. But this one I'm sitting through, bro.
It's such a good intro. It's such a good intro, dude. And
that's wild.
I said first episode, I said, bro, this shit smacks. It's a banger. Everyone's like, oh no, yeah. Give it a couple weeks. Give it a couple weeks, and eventually it's gonna start growing on people.
It's growing on me. I still like the first one more.
I still like.
That's fine. That's valid. But I've seen a lot of people on Twitter being like, this is kind of growing on me. Oh, and if I said this is better than the first, and I'm like, I mean, my music taste is undefeated. I mean,
bring the sheep in, herd them in.
I mean, if you're gonna play "Are We Still Friends" while Belly and Jeremiah make out in the pool, I'm gonna be there for it. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Anyways, with that being said, yeah, you got to close this with a song since you opened with a song.
It was iCarly, by the way, Benjamin. It was iCarly.
Yeah,
that was the
iCarly.
show.
I don't think I watched a single episode.
Dang, bro.
You missed
That's
out
crazy.
badly. That's crazy. You missed out big time.
Yeah.
I'll finish
out on, huh? The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Yeah, let's.
A lot of child. It sounds like if you only watch Phineas and Ferb and SpongeBob, you missed out on Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Sweet Life on Deck.
Yep.
I got bits and pieces.
Danny Phantom, Fairly Odd Parents, Drake and Josh.
Yeah,
you missed out on a lot, dude.
Buddy,
I had a little.
I was there for all of those.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody and Sweet Life on Deck. None of the other ones. Literally none.
That's crazy,
dude. What? You were only I guess other than SpongeBob, you were only a Disney Channel kid then.
I just didn't grow up watching a lot of shows.
What about Hannah Montana? Did you watch? You called out Hannah Montana. Did you watch Hannah Montana?
No,
dude. Hannah Montana was fire.
I watched the Hannah Montana movie.
Pair of Kings, yeah. You watched the Hannah Montana movie?
I have seen it twice.
Oh my! I've seen it. I've probably seen it
Austin
three times. See, Austin Alley was at the tail end of Disney Channel for me. I still enjoyed it to a certain degree, but not as much as the other stuff.
Disney Channel original movies, though.
Like what?
Lemonade Mouth.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's struggling. Camp Rock 1 and 2. Both of them.
1 and 2. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What about like keeping on the Demi Lovato train? I forget what it's called. Is it Princess Protection Program?
Oh yes. Is
that the one with Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez?
Yes, because they she's like a very entitled.
I have seen that movie. That's crazy.
Dude. No,
Good Luck Charlie. You missed Good Luck Charlie, bro.
We did. Okay, maybe I've seen more than I realized, but those were like my sisters were watching it, and I was there sometimes.
Man, no, I was there.
And there was plenty of
yeah.
My sisters, they also watched shows that were a little older. So like Little House on the Prairie. That was big for my siblings. Full House, that's a banger.
Full House was a banger. Love Full House.
We had like the complete collection of I Love Lucy. Those were good show. I mean, it's a pretty old show, but we liked it. So very
Jesse.
weird.
Hey, Jesse.
I know the song.
Jesse was also tail end for me.
Yeah, it was 100%. Dog with a Blog was tail end as well.
What was the Disney Channel original movie that was about like the people who like jump rope?
Oh,
Jump in. Talk to me.
Oh,
talk to me, Corbin Blue.
Yeah.
Corbin Blue, talk to me, bro.
Heck yeah, dude.
Cool.
Heck yeah, dude.
What about the High School Musical movies? You watch those, Ben?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Bangers, bro. Bangers. Oh, I love High School Musical so much.
Yeah.
So much.
And honestly, the biggest thing, Disney used to cook with their songs. Like we were listening on our drive a couple weeks ago. My wife and I were listening to the Lemonade Mouth soundtrack. And at some point I said, dare I say there are no skips on this album?
Oh yeah, it's a banger.
I had that whole album downloaded to my iPod, bro. It was like
yeah. And then I gave a controversial take, which was I think there are plenty of skips in every High School Musical movie soundtrack, but that
I don't know about plenty, but there are definitely skips. There are definitely skips in every soundtrack. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know about plenty.
And like they're
definitely not in High School Musical 3. Almost every single song in High School Musical 3 bangs. I think that's the best movie. I think that's the best one. High School Musical 3 does bang.
It's been a while. And like Camp Rock, there's a few like standout songs. There's a lot of skips in there.
Sure.
But
not introducing me though.
Oh, bro.
Introducing
Let It Shine.
Let It Shine. That's a banger too.
Yeah.
Had all those songs downloaded as well.
Roxy, I love you. Bang, bro. Or is it Rocky?
Yeah, I remember, like,
it's either Rocky or Roxy.
His big like rap like solo when he's on stage, bro. That was my shit.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
dude. What about the crossover movies though? Like the what was it? Sweet Life No.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Wizards of Waverly Place. What about that one?
Waverly Place, yeah, banger.
Ben, no, Wizards of Waverly. Oh my gosh, bro, the crossover movies, Wizards on Deck with Hannah Montana. Oh my
God,
gosh,
bro.
talk to me,
Dude, like
bro.
that was like the original Avengers, bro. Like that shit.
Dude, it
They
was
were feuding with
crazy.
Deacon Luther.
I see. I wasn't big on that one. But I did watch a couple episodes. I did watch a
I
couple
liked
episodes,
it.
but I wasn't big on it.
Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Oh yeah, banger.
That was
banger.
a banger. That was always weird to me though, because that was like such a different structure than all the other shows. And I was like, I can't, like, what the heck? I can't keep
Zoe
up with
101. Zoe 101.
Oh my god.
It was banger.
Victorious.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
That was the shit. Because they did a lot of crossover too.
Yeah.
Over there
Victorious and iCarly did a crossover.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it was called. But the Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner crossover?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That was like worlds colliding. I'm like,
dude,
I didn't even know like this was possible, bro. Like at my age right there, I was like, how did they do this, bro? Like I was starstruck.
The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, bro. Banger.
Yep.
Golly, you missed out, man. Into the stars, fueled by candy bars, rides a kid with a knack for invention.
Did you ever watch Kicking It?
Is that the karate one? Nah, bro, I never did. I wanted to. I never did though.
That one was decent.
You know why? It was a weird little kid reason, bro, because it has the guy from Hannah Montana, the brother from Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, bro, I can't. I'm not doing all that. Like he was in Hannah Montana. That's all he is to me. I can't have him in.
I respect it.
It was a stupid little kid reason.
Raven.
Oh, dude, Corey in the house. That's so Raven. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Guys, okay. I had another generational poll. This is not, I don't think this is a Disney Channel original movie. Did you guys ever watch the movie Like Mike?
No.
What? Sounds familiar.
Dude, it's where the kid gets like one of the kid gets Michael Jordan's shoes, and when he puts them on, he's like phenomenal at basketball.
It's with Mal. I never watched it.
Oh my gosh. I thought that was about to be a little nostalgia trip for you guys.
I've seen it. I've seen stills of it. I never watched it.
Like Mike was fire, dude. He puts on the shoes and then he's like dunking on actual NBA players.
Yeah.
Teen Beach Movie.
Teen Beach Movie was it.
What was the other?
I can't stop seeing it.
What was the one that was terrible?
Make it stop.
The Fred movies.
Oh yeah,
the Fred movies. Yeah.
Shout out John Cena. Yeah.
Never saw those.
Oh, I can't stop. That's what we gotta play it out to. All right, ready? Oh, I can't stop singing.
I just can't stop. Make it stop. That's what it is. Okay. It's been so long.
Am I real or just a
Starstruck? I watched that one. Geek Charming? That was my shit.
Charming?
I actually didn't watch that one.
That one was like it's Sarah Hyland from Modern Family. She's the main girl. Yeah.
Radio Rebel.
Oh, bro. Dude, that was the Demi Lovato. That's Debbie Ryan. That's the Debbie Ryan meme, bro.
Yeah. Dude, I hated that movie. That was when I was like, damn, these can be bad. I didn't know that.
No, because I liked her in Sweet Life on Deck and I like her in Jessie, but like, dude, like this, what the hell is this, bro?
Yeah, I was like, what are you cooking?
Minutemen? Oh my god, Minutemen, bro. Minutemen was fire. I used to love, dude. If anything had to do with time travel, I ate that shit up.
Yeah, that's a crazy
Project Almanac, bro. Did you guys ever watch that? That's not a Disney Channel original movie, but that's just like one of those like. It was like when Chronicle came out, the like camcorder style. I don't like camcorder style movies, but it was a time travel movie where they made a bunch of high schoolers made a time machine. It was so sick, bro.
Dude, Minutemen is insane. Like oh my god, bro. Wow. Yeah, that one. All my crushes came from these movies, but all my guy crushes also came from these movies. I remember being like, dude, these dudes are like insanely hot. How is that possible?
Yeah, No, you're spitting. He's spitting.
Damn, that's crazy.
I just didn't have the same type of childhood as you guys, I guess.
Hey, bro, it's not too
my
late, man.
My parents did not. They didn't care what the fuck. They were like, as long as you're in your room watching something and not bothering us, I don't care. Hey, watch something.
That's crazy.
I love it.
With that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Words from the Nerds podcast. Next week, we will be talking about Peacemaker episode 4, as well as the new movie based on the Stephen King novel. I believe it was a novel, probably a novel. Guy writes everything. The Long Walk, we'll be talking about that. So more exciting stuff coming up. But this has been the Words from the Nerds podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you all next time. Sayonara.
Adios.
Peacemaker.